The 3-Minute Art Salon with Black Swan Editions. In this video clip, Stephen E. Counsell shares his thoughts and feelings on what is alchemy.
What is a path to alchemy? Well, as an artist for close to 5 decades, I've been an alchemist. I literally change one form into another. Metamorphosis is all I've ever been about. There are many names for this: myth, fantasy, symbolism, surrealism, even language itself, one of its ultimate forms. But let's deal with what most of us think we know about alchemy: turning lead to gold. Lead, a base metal, an analog of the human condition, unrefined, dull, coarse, selfish, unimaginative. Gold, bright, brilliant, fanciful. To go from lead to gold is to go from the unenlightened to the enlightened. Enlightenment is one of alchemy's obvious metaphors, but as Joseph Campbell pointed out, if you get stuck in the literal, you will forget the symbolic. Lead to gold. Were there alchemical practitioners that really thought their early proto-chemistry could achieve this precious transformation? Of course. And in one case, an alchemist in Germany promised a prince he could in fact turn lead to gold. Through intense heat, ground bone, and dumb luck, he managed to discover instead porcelain. This broke the Chinese monopoly and brought into being the Meissen ceramic works, making the prince obscenely rich. The alchemist was put in prison for his trouble. After all, he had not turned lead to gold. White gold, as porcelain came to be known, was apparently not good enough. The prince and the alchemist both got stuck in the metaphor. Throughout most of history, we have. But philosophically, what is alchemy really? In its simplest construction, to make science sacred, or make the sacred scientific. Let me explain. As far back as the Sumerians, and certainly the classical Greeks, alchemy has been a fixed longing in the human psyche. Even though alchemists proper have been primarily male, alchemy's evolving philosophy has been curiously matriarchal, goddess-centered, to wit, the unbalanced harmony of earth, air, fire, and water. It's so obvious. Earth, literally the ground of one's being. Air, pneuma, the breath of life. Fire is the sun, and our stars make life possible. Water is what we are made of and what we must have. To the alchemist, this is sacred science, and truly, if this is not the source of the sacred, what is? All the alembics, vacuum chambers, and furnaces were an attempt to understand how all these forces interacted. Science still does, but generally without humility or the sacred. Symbolically, all of this translated to a more evolved perception, not just the obvious mechanics of greed. Carl Jung's passion for alchemy was just this: what is the empirical source of the sacred? As we slide into an ethically narrowed race to the unknown trajectory of high tech and the doctrinaire cliches of that old-time religion, where is the wonder, the awe, the transformation of our essential humanity? Unity and sacredness is, in the final analysis, is truly what alchemy is all about.
All the art you've just seen is featured in our award-winning book titled Illuminations, The Geography of the Imagination by Stephen E. Counsell. Illuminations cost $50, and our current book sale includes a free art print titled Self-Portrait by Stephen E. Counsell. Self-Portrait is also featured in this art book. This free art print is formatted on an 8.5 by 11 inch sheet, ready for placing into any pre-made frame found at most arts and crafts stores. Check back. This free offer will be changing soon. BlackSwanEditions.com, where art is drawn from the well of myth.